Episode 8.
Episode 8 of Code Geass. What happened last time, Jonathan?
Drama. A public affair. That's what I have written down. And then I wrote, really, next to it.
Right, because the flashback with Lelouch when he denounced his claim to the throne.
Because at the ripe age of probably 7, he knew exactly what he was deciding. Nope. The Emperor rules with fear, not love. But the reason I wrote down drama, public affair, is because this was absurd. You're going to have family drama in national court among all the people. Dumb. Dumb, 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 to dumb, 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 dumb. Also, that Viceroy's costume.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That.
This is what it does.
Lelouch, Cornelia was recreating similar circumstances to what was in Shinjuku in the Saitama ghetto to draw Zero out, and Lelouch took the bait and did a piss-poor job of dealing with it. He was a sore loser about it all.
He's not a sore loser.
And C2 saved him because she can't have him dying on us.
How long does he have to speak his Geass?
We talked about this very recently, and a single command is all he has.
Right, but he could just prime the pump and then not say anything and walk away, and they're just in a trance the whole time?
Well, no, because it's after he says the command that the Geass flies out. So...
Oh.
Yeah.
How long does it take to get to them? Because it looks like it takes a second.
Right.
Is that just anime?
Is it just anime slowing down the infinite nowness of that moment, or does it actually take...
Could they actually deflect it?
Well, when in an earlier episode, which one was it? 6? It might have just been the last one. 7. No.
7 was Attack Cornelia.
It was 5. Episode 5, he and C2 are in his room, and he's talking about all the things that he'd learned about Geass. He's like, and it seems to be light-based, so you can reflect it with a mirror. And he was saying different things like that.
20 wheels in the last episode.
They know that there was a counter on the video.
Episode 7?
Yeah.
Great.
There's a counter on every video.
Guys, we'll total up the wheels at the end. Then you'll know.
We'll see how many wheels were in each season.
I want to say this. How many other reaction videos are counting wheels?
Probably none.
Probably none. Probably because I'm original.
All right, so I think that covers episode 7. So let's get on
Lulu and the Death Knight both have purple eyes. Therefore, they're related.
Yes.
Anime logic. Hashtag.
So on the note of purple eyes, let's begin with episode 8 of Code Geass.
Like Prince. Purple Haze. It was a Prince song, wasn't it?
No, Purple Haze was Jimi Hendrix.
All right. Well, clearly not winning any money in a music trivia contest anytime soon.
Dun, 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 dun. Trivia note, Nobuo Uematsu used Purple Haze as kind of his inspiration for the beginning of One Winged Angel.
Hey, I was listening to him yesterday.
Music trivia. All right, anyway, sidetracking aside, episode 8 of Code Geass.
Purple eyes, therefore related.
Lelouch, a Britannian youth, has been given a godlike power by the mysterious young woman, C2.
Just always gonna think of wheels now whenever I see anything. And it's all your fault.
Got him. Got him.
The Black Knights.
I never left the Tokyo settlement before. This is my first time. I'm sure you wish Lelouch could have come with us, don't you? Nina, it's all right. There are lots of Britannian tourists at Lake Kawaguchi, so security's fine. Don't be afraid. It's not the ghettos. Yes, but we'll be with you.
Thought she was holding her breath in the tunnels like some kids do.
Thanks.
Train derails. Is this inspiration for our train story?
What are you waiting for? Come in. I borrowed it from a rather libertine nobleman who indulges my requests.
You asked for it? Just like that?
Don't worry, no strings attached.
How are things looking at the scene?
Huh?
I'm
What's
here
this?
in front of the Lake Kawaguchi Convention Center Hotel. The hotel jackers have identified themselves as the Japan Liberation Front.
What's happening?
Members of the Sakuradite allocation meeting, most notably Chairman James, were taken hostage, as well as several tourists and hotel employees. This footage was taken by the perpetrators. In it, you can clearly see Chairman James,
that was fast.
including some students.
From the student council.
That
imbecile!
Sakuradite, an essential component in the manufacture of high-temperature superconductors, is a vital strategic resource that directly affects world security. Area 11 is the largest producer of this material, providing 70% of the world's total supply.
And why they went to war 7 years ago.
All bridges connecting to the hotel, with the exception of the main one, have been destroyed. Our attempted approaches from the air and water have been unsuccessful. There's only one route left that will allow us to develop a possible hostage rescue plan. The main utilities tunnel running directly beneath the Convention Center Hotel. Basically, we would go in through this route, destroy the foundation block, and submerge the hotel. Since the tunnel was also meant to handle supply deliveries, it should
Submerge the hotel. Kill all the people. No, trust me, they'll be fine.
Precautions, it should be no problem. They've been using substandard weaponry, so we'll have no trouble evading them.
Enemy detected!
Super electromagnetic shrapnel cannon voltage confirmed!
That's quite a name. What was that?
Super electromagnetic voltage firm.
Super electromagnetic shrapnel cannon! Fire!
Shrapnel cannon.
It's like buckshot, but instead of little pieces of shot, it's big pieces of shot. It's like buckshot, but with bowling balls.
Mm-hmm.
We can't show weakness to terrorists!
Princess Euphemia, she's...
Thus far, it appears that none of them have discovered that fact. She went there just to observe, therefore she isn't registered along with the other guests.
She was only sightseeing. Shirley is still a student, but these criminals act indiscriminately.
Hey, it's Shirley's dad.
I want to know if my daughter's all right.
Knowing Cornelia, she'll sacrifice the hostages. Why doesn't she make her move? Is it possible?
Hey, Zero, I found these. Should I hand them out to everyone? I mean, as far as gear goes, it looks pretty hip, but we're just a resistance group, so...
Wrong. What we are, what we're trying to be, are knights for justice.
Attention all sniper teams.
Those hostages are friends of yours from school, aren't they? They're still negotiating, so let's not give up hope.
I have faith in the system. I prefer the logic of systems to individualist emotions.
Confiscate their equipment and take them into custody.
Miss Cecile, look!
From Scout Team 7.
I was gonna say he's a communist, but it's a communal...
Don't do it!
Scout Team 7. Situation changing.
Oh.
Our demands have gone unanswered. Therefore,
What is that?
one hostage from the roof
When you're like...
until our terms are met.
You're like ideologically bound to like your group, and I know Japan's very much that way. They're kind of communal in their values. I'll have to hit up Wikipedia after this.
Then do we use force?
We would pursue that course of action after we secure the safety of Princess Euphemia.
Viceroy, it's Zero!
What? What do you mean Van 3 was stolen by Zero?
We confirm it's Zero. Should we open fire?
No, just stand by. We'll capture him after he's surrounded.
I will fight the mechs in my human form.
Cornelia, much as I'd love to get you back right here and now, you're more useful to me alive. If you do what I predict, I won't need to use my Geass.
For the death of my half-brother Clovis, I shall take my revenge right here!
Cornelia, which would you choose? Clovis, who is dead, or Euphemia, who is alive? I said that I'm able to rescue her!
Attention all forces, let Zero pass. I repeat, let Zero pass.
Excellent. All the operation's preliminary conditions have been cleared.
They said you've got the green light, Lancelot. You've orders to charge right into that linear cannon in the tunnel.
Wait a minute. You mean they're using him as a decoy to make an opening for them?
Yep. Seems like they'll use the confusion to send in the royal guard.
I'm ready. Please let me do it. If Lancelot and I are needed, and we're able to give the hostages an opportunity to be saved, then I'll do it. Even if it means being a decoy.
Can't tell it's her because she has glasses on.
Worked for Clark Kent.
No one knew.
Warrant Officer Kururugi, here is a guideline for your mission. According to Prime Search, the hostages are located on the hotel's middle floor and believed to be locked inside a food storage room.
Zooms into the top.
Advanced prototype weapon Z01
there's
Lancelot
quite a bit
will use
above
the
there still.
utilities tunnel to move under the hotel. Once on site, you will destroy the foundation block and submerge the building. The area with the hostages should hold out for 8 minutes. Hostage rescue and mop-up of the terrorists will be handled by other units.
Understood, sir.
12 minutes to operation start. Commencing countdown.
11.
What did you say? Not 11s! We're Japanese, damn it!
Fine, we'll correct her!
How dare you speak like that to me? You three, come with me to the next room and I'll teach you a real lesson. I said get up now!
Stop it!
Who the hell are you?
No, Sub-Viceroy, please.
You're addressing Euphemia Britannia, the third princess of the Britannian Empire.
Remove that mask and reveal your real face to us. It's disrespectful not to.
You people are obsolete. There's no saving you.
Super electromagnetic shrapnel cannon! Fire!
Like they have abbreviations for so many things in the show, but they gotta say that one full name.
I brought the hostage that I radioed about earlier for the Lieutenant Colonel to see. She claims that she's Princess Euphemia.
Zero! There's no point talking anymore!
Die.
Colonel! Oh!
Calm yourselves.
Zero.
The Colonel and the others committed suicide when they realized how meaningless this operation was.
There's no room for me to evade! I'll risk getting blasted to take the first shot!
I heard that you're the Sub-Viceroy now, Your Highness. Princess Euphemia Britannia.
It's not an appointment I'm happy with.
No. That's because Clovis was murdered. That was my handiwork. He begged pathetically for his life to the very end. He pleaded with the same tongue that ordered the deaths of 11s.
So is that the reason why you killed my brother?
No.
Then why?
Because Clovis was an offspring of the Britannian Emperor.
I wonder how he hit that from that angle.
No way!
My friends!
We've got it!
My dear Britannians, have no fear. All of the hostages from the hotel are safe and sound. I, Zero, return them to you unharmed.
Of all the brazen audacity! If we attack you, those people will quickly become your hostages, won't they?
People, fear us or rally behind us as you see fit. We are the Black Knights.
I like how Ogie's stance is different from everyone else's.
Regardless of whether they be 11s or Britannians. Those of you with power, fear us. Those of you without it, rally behind us. We, the Black Knights, shall be the ones who stand in judgment of this world.
The Black Knights.
Against the White Knight Lancelot.
Mm-hmm.
Dun dun dun. Kids get kidnapped. Secret hideout vehicle.
That he Geass the nobleman for.
We don't know that.
Well, he just says that there's a nobleman who is lets me borrow it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were implying that he's just rich because he's in hiding. Also,
they didn't explicitly say it. I kind of just assumed it was he Geass the nobleman to just kind of give it away and not pay it any attention anymore. Was my guess.
Princess was kidnapped, and then I realized children run the world and the weapons. All of our main characters are children. All of the nobles, for the most part, are children.
We don't know Cornelia's age, but she's probably early 20s.
How old was Clovis?
Ooh, Clovis, probably Lelouch's age-ish. He might even be younger than Lelouch was. But out of the characters that we have seen, I would say Cornelia is probably older, but everyone else is definitely a teenager.
Right.
I mean, aside from obviously like Lloyd and that stuff, but
they're driving around in huge mechs. They're overthrowing governments. They're running governments.
Well,
they're joining terrorist groups.
Most countries,
children are terrorists.
Most countries send their children to go and fight in wars. So
children are terrorists. All terrorists are children. Not all children are terrorists.
The rest,
that's actually true.
The other ones are soldiers. I didn't know the war over the Securidite, which is what I've already forgotten their name. The people that branched off from the Japanese Liberation Front to do the kidnapping hostage situation were going on about the Securidite, or the news was going on about the Securidite like rights and forum or treaty union, whatever was going to be happening to kind of discuss where all of that resources were going to go out into the world and that sort of stuff, and how that was kind of basically like the underground resources mentioned in episode 1 about like what the war was happening about in the first place, about why Britannia invaded Japan. So it's still going on.
The royals are ridiculous.
How so?
Euphemia, like, you're in a hostage situation. You have no power in that situation. You have no guns. You have no nothing. But sure, just let them know you're there. I'm sure they're going to treat you just fine. Not a problem.
She got super lucky that Zero was there and had the leader just kill himself, because that would not have gone well for her otherwise.
Yeah. Too easy to get into the terrorist base. There was no resistance. Like, I'm going to stop you. Nope, your sister's in there. What are you talking about? I said your sister's in there. Let him pass. Wow.
Well, he was wondering why it was they weren't attacking, and he kind of made a guess like, well, it's probably this. So either, if that is the case, she's probably going to let me through in the hopes I can do something or possibly give them time or stall. And if she isn't and everything goes wrong, I can still use my Geass to let me through, which he didn't end up having to do.
Yeah, that was another thing. There's no reason to get out of your mech.
Oh, yeah.
There's just like, these things are lining up and it's like,
there's all these different times where people have gotten out of their mechs to like...
This is the exact problem we have when we're writing our story, where we're like, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. Yep, that's the story. And it's like, there's no resistance. There's no challenge. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not...
Things are unfolding in front of our hero.
Yeah. That's it. Nothing challenging in this episode. Also, everything's better with C4.
Oh, not just Fight Club. Not just C2, but C4 as well.
Yeah. And I knew who the general was because he was holding a sword.
Because we saw him a few times in other various cutaways to the JLF in other periods, which we've seen.
He didn't have a sword though. The other guy had a sword.
Toto. We've seen do nothing but just sit there and just be like...
With a sword nearby. And I only counted 5 wheels.
5 whales.
Interesting, though, because there's a lot of mechs. But there was a few angles where you couldn't see them. So
kind of something Lelouch had said when, after he'd unveiled the Knights of Justice to the world on the TV, he'd said, only those who should kill are those who are prepared to be killed, which is back to what he said at the very end of episode 1. When he'd gotten his Geass and he was kind of like saying his thoughts to himself kind of out loud and was like, yeah, and then had everyone else kill each other.
That's another thing, talking about episode 1. He had a whole mass platoon thing, kill themselves, and now he just uses it one by one.
What do you mean?
We haven't seen him use it on a mass amount of people since episode 1. But episode 1, they ramped the use of his skill up where he kills 20 guys, right? Like that.
Or right there,
when he gets the skill.
Oh, how we see a big, a high use of it. Yeah, and right there he used it on 5 or 7 people there, but
yeah, but they glossed over it.
Yeah, it happened off screen, basically.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me.
The skill is becoming this cheesy plot point of just like, yep, I do this thing and then I get what I want.
It's kind of, it's taking we understand how it works, and we're just kind of using it as...
There's no kryptonite for it, outside of like, okay, maybe he can't use it twice in a row, directly right then, but every time he puts himself in a situation where in chess you would never do that, and in war you would never do that, because you're on a hunch, you would never go on a hunch and be like, well, these are my 2 hunches, one of them will pan out. Okay, what if she doesn't get out of the mech? And what if she's not in there? Then what? Then you're effed. Then you're dead and the show's over.
I think they're trying to make it seem like he's thought these things through and had decent understanding of how things were going to go. And they just happened to work out that way too.
Right, but they're not full enough. They're assumptions. He's even saying that they're assumptions, basically. He's like, Well, I wonder if
they're not putting a lot of attention on, because he's mentioned several times that he's thought of other things that could go on. I was like, okay, so now when this happens, there's 2 things that can happen, and he doesn't go into any detail about the other things, just what does happen.
They're alluding to the fact that he's thought these things through, but you have to show me, like, the fact that there's no resistance, and he just waltzes through on things, and the fact that he's not giving us any other details or playing out any other stuff. And I understand it's a 20-minute episode, so it's not, you don't have a lot of time for that, but you need to add some resistance to the show in the plot, because now it's just becoming like, okay, well, he'll just get through somehow and he won't die because there's 2 seasons, and now I'm just like, the 4th wall is broken because his power is just crazy, and like, we'll see what the characters do, but they always get out of their mechs and like bullshit like that. Like, okay, sorry, fanboys.
So it can just okay. All right,
do you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, and yeah, I couldn't see.
Like, and this isn't even super critical thinking. This is just basic. Like, what about this one? Like, what if that one thing that you proposed didn't happen? Then what?
Too much is going right too quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're also now, though, at a spot in the show where it's been a lot of setting up of various different things. Like, he gets his power. We see the differences between him and Suzaku. We now see who the people are that are in the immediate ruling opposition, which would be Cornelia and Euphemia. And we now see him now just assembling his own army to take them on.
If you can call 6 people an army. Sure.
It very clearly alluded that there was people under them or around them that they would get more. But yeah, I guess that is fair that he only did bring like those with him.
8 people at the most, I think is what I counted. Yeah, my 8-person army. Don't worry about us.
Oh,
We're
excuse
fine.
me. I'm gonna wet the whistle a second. Okay. Oh, there was something else. And I don't remember it. Because I didn't write it down. So I sort of remember what it was. It had to do with the Black Knights being Knights for Justice, and how Zero had first kind of gotten his name was because of how he revealed himself at the march to Suzaku's execution, basically, and saying that I'm the one that killed Prince Clovis. And now he's now kind of, I mean, he's very clearly set himself up as like against Britannia, but now he's kind of made himself stand apart from all of the other Japanese groups that are against Britannia by publicly denouncing the largest Japanese anti-Britannian group.
His childish pride is going to get him killed.
His pride?
Oh, yeah.
How do you think?
I killed the leader of the ruling world. Look at me. I did that. Everyone, look at me. He's got the same complex the rest of the nobles do. Why? Because he's a noble. Denounced his throne, but not in his heart. Still a prideful bastard. It's one big chess game to see who gets to put their butt on the throne.
Put their butt on the throne. Kind of. Is it?
That's the noise that happens when you sit on the throne.
A different kind of Game of Thrones.
This is their butt. This is the throne.
Game over. Okay, anyway, I guess that's it for the moment. Knights for Justice. Black Knights. Dark Knights, but not Batman.